Paper 2, question 16. ABC are 3 points on the map. You can see clearly ABC. There's a bit of information at the bottom where it goes 1 centimeter represents 100 meters. Point T is 250 meters from A, and point T is equal distance from B and C. Right, so let's just look at these 2 points first of all. 250 meters, if we share 250 by 100, we're at 2.5. So that is point T is going to be 2.5 centimeters away from A. And the other point is point T is equal distance from B and C. So that's implying that we need a perpendicular bisector between B and C. And once we got that, we'll get a line that goes exactly perpendicular, bisects B and C as a perpendicular bisector. So it will be equal distance at every point along that line. Right, okay, so let's start this construction points. The first thing is get the ruler, get a compass, make sure as we put in the pencil, these 2 points are as close as possible, equal, and then gently open up compass, and we want 2.5. So again, there we go, 2.5 centimeters, just nice and accurate. Don't need to put too much pressure on it. What you do now is firmly dig in this compass point on this cross and gently draw every point, which is going to be, again, just nice and freely. You don't need to put too much pressure on. Right, so there we go. We've got a circle there, but what that circle tells us, this radius is 2.5, so every point on that circumference is 2.5 centimeters from A, which is on the scale. So that will be 250 meters away. Now, the second point which we had to do was to bisect, put a perpendicular bisector between B and C. So what you do here is, again, gently open up your compass, and it has to be slightly more than halfway, because these two arcs have to intersect to get the perpendicular bisector. So if I get this point here, dig it firmly, and just nice and gently draw an arc along here, and then dig that in firmly here, nice and gently, and draw an arc along here. Okay, so what that tells me is these points from there to there are equal distance. Okay, if I'll get a straight line, I'll put a line through those 2 points. Every point on this line will be equal distance between B and C, and more importantly, where they intersect the circle, which is here, I'm going to call that T. T must be here. Now it does say one possible value. If I extended this line, T could also be here, which will be 250 meters away from A, and it will be equal distance. But we only need to show one possible point, so we just got to leave it like that. If you want to double check, if you get enough time to double check, and just double check this and make sure that it satisfies all the conditions that was told. First of all, it's 2.5 centimeters away from A, and secondly, it's equal distance from B and C. So that roughly looks about 5 centimeters away, and if I look at this, that's also roughly about 5 centimeters from B. So we satisfied this first condition and satisfied this second condition. So yeah, happy with this.